next in the middleweight division. The boys are getting heavier and heavier as Dushan Burale takes on Samir Dhiman. For the fun introductions, let's go inside the ring to Jared Kyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Samir Dhiman.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we have Samir Dhiman walking around the size of a mountain. He was initially drafted to be as a backup fighter on the previous MFN card that was at M12, but today he is going to be in the spotlight. He is making his professional debut. He has an amateur record of 11 wins and only 1 loss. But Rahul, what makes Samir so interesting is the fact that he had 11 first-round TKOs.
11 first-round TKOs is something. You know what? I want to see a weighing scale right now because I don't know what weight they're walking in at. Middleweight is usually supposed to be approximately, I think, 82.5 kilograms.
Yeah, 83.99.
83 kilograms. I want to see a weighing scale right now.
Well, but Samir didn't have the rehydration clause here in MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Samir Dhiman, जो कि आज MFN की रंगभूमि में अपने जिम रेबल MMA को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं. इन्होंने करियर काफी लेट स्टार्ट किया. इनकी आयु 36 साल है और आज ये करेंगे अपना प्रो डेब्यू. तने अर्जुन, मैंने इनको लोकल एमेच्योर सर्किट में फाइट करते देखा है, and I must tell you, this guy literally has hammer in his hands.
It looks like it, but you know what? These are his keys to victory. With that hammer-like power, he needs to use the range. He's a big guy. He's tall. I was standing next to him. I'm 6'3". He's almost as tall as me. He has a lot of range. He's got a lot of lanky long arms. He's got a lot of power. But he needs to figure out how he uses that head movement, avoid the early damage of his opponent, because these boys, both these boys, are packing heavy heat.
आज ये करेंगे सामना दुशान का, जो कि एक बहुत ही अच्छे रेसलर है. तो इनको अपना गेम प्लान जो इनके जिम में 20 कोचेस ने बनाया है वो फॉलो करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि दुशान ही MFN कंटेंडर्स के ग्रेजुएट हैं. Well, Arjun, I want to ask you a question now that we're here. You know, you're a pretty big guy, and it's not only Samir's size, it's also the killer instinct that he's got. I agree, he's a pretty big guy.
But speaking of big guys or not,
well, Arjun, I want to ask you, how would you feel if you were standing next to Samir Dhiman?
Well, I did stand next to him, and I can still happily say that I'm a little bigger than him.
And his opponent, Dushan Burale.
एक और MFN कंटेंडर्स के स्नातक आज यहाँ पे MFN 13 पे आए हैं अपना जलवा दिखाने. दुशान ने भी अपना कैंप सोमा MMA में किया है, जो कि बाली में है. ये ओरिजिनली बॉम्बे से है, बट केवल इस फाइट के लिए और अपने डेब्यू को शानदार बनाने के लिए इन्होंने ट्रेनिंग की है सोमा MMA में. यदि इनके करियर को देखें तो इनका करियर है 4-2 और जो इनकी विन्स हैं चारों की चारों फिनिशेस हैं. तने Absolutely, the man has got 100% finish rate, and also 3 of them happened via a deadly rear naked choke.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of strategy is employed here. I love how when the weight classes go up, the power goes up as well. And we know both these boys can scrap. We know both these boys can bang. And Dushan Burale, who's been training with Soma Fight Camp, that camp has been played host to two of India's only fighters that have moved on and gone up to UFC. Dushan Burale needs to get in first, strike hard, mix in those takedowns. Show him the threat of the takedown and get into a slugfest. He's got one heck of a chin, and he feels if he can stand in the pocket and bang, he will be the man that comes out on top.
It's interesting to know that his last loss is against Will Chop.
Really?
Well, he fights in both the divisions, welterweight and middleweight. But tonight, here at Matrix Fight Night 13, he will be making his pro debut in the middleweight division.
The second debutant fight here as we look forward to this middleweight contest. Both these boys are great scrappers, both these boys are bangers, and I for one cannot wait to see what happens.
Absolutely. And Arjun, I want to ask you something since you're the technical breakdown professional. Samir used to fight at light heavyweight in his amateur fights and has now come down to middleweight. And Dushan was a welterweight who's now moved up a weight class. Do you think the size difference is going to play a factor?
Absolutely. Coming down a weight class is much easier than moving up a weight class, as you have to train your body differently. But quickly, let's go to the tail of the tape. Huge age difference though. Samir Dhiman, 36 years of age. The height difference for the older fighter. Both fighters weighed in approximately the same weight, and they are well-rounded MMA professionals. Go inside the ring, Jared Kyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, first we introduce the blue corner. He weighed in at 83.4 kilograms, representing Delhi. Give it up for Samir Dhiman. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 83.4 kilograms, representing Maharashtra. Give it up for Dushan Burale! Ladies and gentlemen, as the action begins, the referee for the fight, Ranjit.
Follow my instruction all the time. If I stay stop the fight. If you want to touch gloves, back to your corners.
चलिए करते हैं इस मिडल वेट बाउट की शुरुआत. बहुत ही एक्साइटिंग बाउट होने वाली है. एंड Arjun Tane, I must tell you, I love heavy.
Rahul, why are you? I got the first thing you noticed here. I wish you guys were cage side here with me. Rahul is smiling end to end. The minute the middleweights came out, because आप जानते हो कि the power differential is immediate.
It's immediate, and I love to see big boys fighting. There's going to be a lot of strikes thrown here, and it's going to be an absolute war. Just look at it. And I think what Samir needs to do is going for an early finish and surprise Dushan, because Dushan, I know he's an excellent wrestler, and I think Samir here is trying to execute the same game plan. He's trying to hit the bullseye.
Absolutely, Samir is a first round expert, and Dushan, who fun fact, is coming back after an 18-month hiatus from competitive fighting.
It's going to be interesting to see how much ring rust that he brings back into the cage, but so far so good, as both these men seem patient, standing in the center, waiting for the. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you something, boys. Shin on shin is like hitting two pieces of metal together. Nobody wins, everybody gets hurt. Beautiful inside leg kick. We saw the same thing that Himanshu Kaushik was doing a little earlier ago against Musa. Beautiful kick to the body. Beautifully set up. I love that body kick to the front. Slow and steady. It's a great way to separate, keep some distance from your opponent. Oh, big left hook there. He needs to keep his hands up while he throws that shot.
Samir certainly has got that killer instinct with him.
Nice inside calf kick by Samir.
Samir पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि एकदम jaw पे punch लगे, and he delivers a knockout here.
Dushan Burale, though, staying patient. Both these men have great respect for each other's skills. Beautiful inside flick, trying to find its mark, finds its mark beautifully on the rear leg of Saleh, but Saleh again trying to get him back with that inside leg kick. Both fighters keeping the distance, switching stances.
Absolutely, and you know, the one thing that I like about Samir is that for a man who is at his weight, he used to fight at light heavyweight, but is still comparatively a lot more technical than many LSWs.
Very nicely done by Dushan Burale, who's changed levels and taken his opponent down. And this is what we meant. He needed to show the threat of the takedown and ground and pound from this position.
This like to be called off any time.
Samir Dhiman is in a bad way if he doesn't change his position. Referee Ranjit has seen enough, and that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Dushan Burale has done it. He wins this fight, takes his opponent down, immediately wins this fight by ground and pound. Great performance by Dushan Burale.
Absolutely stellar performance there by Dushan. Samir is still on his knees.
MFN में मिडलवेट डिवीजन का उद्घाटन करते हुए दुशान बुराले बहुत ही बेहतरीन जीत हासिल की है आज समीर के अगेंस्ट में. जैसा कि अर्जुन और तने हमने बताया था कि इनकी जो पावर, जो इनकी टेक्निक है, it has to be wrestling based because he's been an excellent wrestler.
No, but that's what happens sometimes. You know, people forget that this is the sport of MMA. And it's not just kickboxing, and you can see that they started off beautifully with some good body kicks, inside kicks by Dushan Burale. Both fighters exchanged some good shots and found a little bit of success. Beautiful left hook there earlier by Samir Dhiman. But as the minute he shot for that double, he got him, took him down to the mat. And Samir had no answer for this barrage of strikes. Ground and pound with no answer, no improvement in position by Samir. And referee Ranjit had seen enough and called an end to this beautiful middleweight contest.
And look at the Kusti style celebration there by Dushan.
I like that. I'm not going to say which organization, but I love Kushti too.
And there we have one of the most reputed coaches, Coach Mike.
Celebrating with his fighters, because you can see him smiling year to year. He's had a good night so far. A lot of his fighters, apart from the unfortunate Bon Jovi injury though. But that fight was so sad. It was shaping up to become so amazing. It was shaping up to become such an amazing fight. I had such hopes for that fight, but sadly injuries are a big part of MMA, and sometimes injuries happen. But we move on as the number of finishes in this card continue. It's been incredible from start to finish. But let's quickly go inside the ring for the final announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ref Ranjit called the stop of the fight after 2 minutes and 9 seconds of round one. For your winner by TKO, Dushan Burale.
And your winner, Dushan Burale, has done it. Beautiful strategy employed by him. Landed some great strikes standing, saw his opening, switched levels, took his opponent down, and closed the show with some